everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I woke up this morning checking my emails as I'm inclined to do, and I had an email from one of my subscribers, John Nelson from the UK. I recently bought 5 NE5532 chips from Farnell in the UK. I had previously watched your videos regarding detecting fake chips, and I tested them to find across the positive and negatives inputs were open circuit. I queried this with Farnell, and after assuring me that they were genuine, they chased this up with Texas Instruments. We've just got the response from the manufacturer Texas Instruments. According to manufacturer's data, the new design doesn't contain diodes in between. Obviously, this is quite a serious problem, because not only had I made a video 4 years ago showing you how to test for fake 5532s, it seems that this way of testing will no longer be valid because they've changed the actual circuit. These major changes seems to have come to light on the 25th of December last year, so pretty recent. If you look at this slide, this shows you the original circuit diagram of the 5532, and you can clearly see here there are 2 diodes across the input, and that's what you measure. In fact, the main reason that you can do this is because fake 5532s are not just manufactured fakes, if you like, and they just haven't bothered to put the diodes in. All the fakes that I've encountered have been a completely different chip. You could argue, what's the difference between them? The 2 slides I'm going to show you now are actually from one of my videos of about 3 years ago when I was comparing different chips. The first slide here shows basically the slew response of a genuine 5532. The second slide shows you a fake 5532. Clearly you can see the fake is a much slower device. If you're lucky enough to have an oscilloscope and a square wave generator, you can still find out if you have a genuine or otherwise. But the only snag with this is, of course, you need a genuine one to be able to test the poorer slew rate of a fake, or inversely, if you've got a fake that you know is a fake from years ago or last week, you can test that the correct 5532s have a faster slew rate. There may well be other things that they've changed, because if you look at the latest data sheets from Texas Instruments, there are pages and pages of them. Some of the details are small and largely irrelevant, but one of the things that they've also changed is the operating voltage. I think most of us know that nominally this chip works. Its sweet spot is plus and minus 15 volts, but they do say, or did say, you could use up to 22 volts, but they've now brought that down from 22 to 18. So whether they found that there was a problem in operating at such a high voltage, or they've changed it. Clearly they've changed something, because they have admitted 2 diodes. I suspect if they're going to give you a reason for that is because they are there largely to protect over voltage on the input, which could potentially damage the IC. Good idea. To be fair, you'd have to be putting in a lot of voltage to the inputs to actually damage it, and my comment would be, where would you get such a voltage? And if you did have such a voltage, the chances are you're going to damage the chip anyway. If you read between the lines, the reason for doing this, I suspect, is the dies are just getting a bit old and they want to change the actual materials and the way that they make them. It is explained on the data sheet, but it's quite long and complex and a bit beyond the scope of this quick video. Well, I hope it's going to be quick. You never know with my videos, do you? Incidentally, they've done a very similar procedure with the LM5532, which is now theoretically discontinued, and that's been replaced by the NE5532, which, as far as I can ascertain, is exactly the same chip. Whether it's been manufactured slightly differently, I don't know. But clearly the original LM4562 is quite an old chip, been around for donkey's years. And of course, by changing the number, you can jack up the price. And surprise, surprise, that's exactly what TI has done. For no other reason, but I suppose if you're going to make out it's a different chip, it's going to cost more, isn't it? My comment would be, if you can still get LM4562, of which there are quite a few fakes around, so again, is it worth taking the risk? My advice is now, and has always been, buy semiconductors from a proper company. Most fakes are just low-grade old op-amps that they've relabeled. And if your requirement means that you're not particularly interested in the highest spec, then buy fake ones. But if you're trying to make a decent product, like if you're buying them for our preamp, please don't buy them. This slide, by the way, which I forgot to put up earlier, is what you get from Texas Instruments' current site. Clearly it's nowhere near as comprehensive as the original circuit, so we don't know if they've internally changed anything. It clearly doesn't show diodes. So I have to say, what else have they changed? The maximum voltage you can apply is lower. I think I will do my best to get, I'll have to leave it a couple of months to make sure that the stocks have gone through, but I'll have to get some of the new 5532s because I haven't got many. I've only got about 50. This last slide is again taken from the Texas Instruments site. It shows you changes that they've implemented. Thanks to John in the UK for sending it. Thank you for watching as usual. Take care. Bye bye for now.